December 2005, New York City. It was December, but in Manhattan, the atmosphere was filled more with fear than with cold. Christmas lights were shining everywhere, but a truth was hidden within the glow of those lights, a truth that no one was seeing. Silence filled a small Manhattan apartment, a silence that hid a terrifying secret. 21-year-old Catherine Woods, an innocent face, large eyes, and countless dreams. She had come from Ohio, carrying the dream of dancing on the grand stages of Broadway. Every day she worked hard to make those dreams a reality. But that night, that dream was strangled. For the police, this wasn't just a murder case. It was a puzzle, every piece of which had blood on it. When Detective Stephen Gates entered the apartment, what he saw was like something out of a horror movie. Belongings scattered across the floor, and behind the bedroom door, Catherine's blood-soaked body. Detective Gates pulled on his rubber gloves and knelt beside the body. He realized that the killer hadn't just committed a murder, he had torn at Catherine's very soul. Dozens of stab wounds, and the most horrific part, her throat had been slit with such brutality it was almost severed. The question is, did Catherine's dream become the reason for her death? Or was it the life she led, the one even her family knew nothing about? Because Catherine Woods was hiding. Was the killer someone who hated her? Double life? Or was it a customer at the club whom Catherine had rejected? When the police searched the apartment, they found another man there. He said, "I was only gone for 20 minutes. When I returned, Catherine, she was gone." Detective Gates wasn't buying this story. 20 minutes? Could someone really commit a murder, hide the body, wipe away the evidence, and vanish that quickly? David told the police he had no idea who Catherine's killer was, but the police were suspicious of David. There were no signs of forced entry at the door. The killer was either David or someone Catherine knew very well. Detective Gates began an investigation. He spoke with people near the apartment. One neighbor said he heard screams coming from Catherine's apartment. Another neighbor said he saw a man hurriedly leaving. But the most telling piece of evidence was found in the bedroom. Amid the blood on the floor, a shoe print, size 10.5. Guess whose size 10.5 was it? David Hahn's, or someone else's? Detective Gates called David into the interrogation room. David was scared, but he kept insisting that he did not kill Catherine. "I tried to save her," David said. "I saw the body. I panicked." The police searched David's clothes for blood, but they found nothing. If David was the killer, then how did he clean the blood? As suspicion around David began to fade, the police checked Catherine's phone records. Two men came into focus. The first was Joe, a customer who used to meet Catherine at the club. Catherine had previously told the police that Joe was following her, stalking her. The second was Paul Cortez, another friend of Catherine's who was jealous of David. Paul told the police that he loved Catherine, but they were not together. Detective Gates felt the case was becoming more complicated. David, Joe, or Paul? Who was the killer? David pointed the finger at Paul. Paul pointed the finger at Joe. But the real evidence was right there in Catherine's room. But no one noticed it. They noticed that behind a mattress placed against the door, there was a bloody handprint hidden from view. The print wasn't on the floor. It was on the wall, as if the killer had placed a hand there to steady themselves and avoid falling. Then whose was it? That handprint changed the case. Police called Paul Cortez. Paul initially refused, but when police mentioned the handprint and DNA match, Paul broke down. Paul, who claimed to be innocent, was the real killer. He was jealous of Catherine working at the club. He saw David leaving the apartment, and then he went inside. He tried to talk to Catherine, but when she refused, he killed her. An obsessive lover who became a murderer. Little did Catherine know that her passion, a dream come true, would be her death. Paul is in prison today, but Catherine's parents still ask the same question. Why? New York, where dreams come true, but sometimes those dreams take lives.